Welcome back, guys. This video is going to be based solely on bridging finance. Now, bridging finance is a great tool to use, but I'm going to need you to strap in and really concentrate because this can get quite tedious in understanding. So if you do have any queries or any questions, make sure to pause the video, go back over it, remember and listen to what I'm saying, because if you've got 40, 50, 60, 70,000 pounds and you can't afford to raise the other bit of cash, to buy properties cash, then you can use bridging finance to buy refurbished finance properties. You can also use bridging to sell properties, buy them, add value and sell. So I'm going to break this down to you as simple as I can. Now this whiteboard is a little bit all over the shop, but I'm going to try and explain it as clearly as I can so that if you do have cash to invest and you think that, property's out of reach for you, then this is a tool that you can use to get into developments and buy refurbished finance and flipping deals. Okay, so this is actually a breakdown of a deal that I've recently done. There's going to be a video on here of it, which I'm now running the property as a serviced accommodation unit. So it was I purchased it via bridging, 100k purchase, 101,000 pound purchase, 35k renovation, 7k fees, 7,350 pound fees. So that was my land transaction tax or stamp duty if you're in England, legal fees, solicitor's fees, and my broker fee to my broker to set the bridge up. I then had an end value of 190k, which meant that I could now get a new mortgage on the property. So 75% of 190k is 142,500 pound. So that now is my new mortgage, because when you get a buy to let mortgage on a property that you're remortgaging, you leave 25% equity in the deal, and then you also get a 75% loan against the end value. I'm going to talk to you now about the capital that I needed to get into this deal. If you're going to use bridging, you're not going to need the full £101,000 purchase price to get into it. So what you are going to need is 25% of the purchase price. So in this instance, 25% of £101,000 is £25,250. So I had to front this money. I had to front £25,250. I also fronted the renovation, which is £35,000. You can use development finance for deals like this, but I think development finance is more for bigger deals when there's going to be, 6-7 bedroom HMOs. When you're doing smaller deals like these, I just personally think that using your own money for the renovation is just a lot easier, it's a lot quicker too. I had to invest £25,000, 25% of 100k, 35k for the renovation. I also had to front these fees, the legal fees, £7,350. And then I also had to front, so when you use bridging, you have to pay interest on the money that you're borrowing. So in this instance, for £101,000, I was borrowing 75% of £101,000. So that was £75,750 that I was borrowing. I put 25% down, £25,250. I borrowed the rest, £75,000, which meant that I had to pay interest on that. So typically, you can get interest for a little bit below 1% a month, 0.78% a month. For the instance of this video, I'm going to say I paid 12%. So I pay 1% a month. So when you take the bridging loan out, the lender or the bridging company will typically want you to lend money for 12 months. Keeps you safe and it keeps them safe too, okay? Because obviously if you go over that, you're going to be paying fees and add-on fees, etc, etc. I also had to front £9,090 as the interest rolled up at the front, at the start. Now, you can pay this a little bit, you can pay this at the end, but that usually comes when you've worked with a lender for a long time. This is the second time I've used this lender, so they wanted me to pay it up front, okay? So I now had to front £35,000, £7,350, £25,000, £90,000 and £1,500 because I had to pay a 2% arrangement fee of £75,000 to set this up. So bridging can be expensive, right? 2% of £75,000. If you was to buy a property and you was to say it wasn't £100,000, 75% of that, you'd have to pay a 2% arrangement fee, okay? So to get into this deal, I needed a grand total of £78,000. £78,205 for 12 months. To use the bridge for 12 months. Now, when you're using bridging finance, the aim is to use the finance and get off the bridge as soon as you can, as quickly as you can. So in this instance, I completed the renovation and the refinance within 6 months. So that meant I only had to pay 6 months worth of interest. Okay, so that meant that to get into this deal now, obviously I had to front this money at the start, £78,205. But because I only used 6 months of it, that's £73,660 that I had to front to get into this deal. Now, if you're looking at, I don't have £78,000, you may have £50,000, well then you can buy something for £70,000. Spend a 20 grand on a renovation. So it's all understanding what you can actually afford to get into when you're using bridging, right? I've invested this money. I've now completed the renovation. I've had the valuer out. They've come out. I've had new windows, new kitchen, new bathroom, new flooring throughout, rewire, replumb, new plumber, new boiler, sorry. I've done the back garden, lovely. So now they've pushed the value up to £190,000 when I bought it for 101. That's very good. But I was hoping to get 200k, didn't get it. Move with £190,000. So what happens now? You get a buy-to-let mortgage on the property. 75% of 190k is £142,000. So the way that we work this out now to understand how much money we've left in the deal is like this. A new mortgage of £142,500 minus £153,955. Now what's this figure? This figure of £153,955 are these. 100k, 35k, 7,350, the arrangement fee of this, and the interest 12 months of this. Okay? Purchase price, renovation, fees, interest, and arrangement fees. To work out this figure, the total money invested, even though it's not the cash I invested. The cash I invested is over here, 78,000, because I borrowed money to buy, okay? So £153,000, that's the total money. Now, £153,000 was what I needed to buy the property, but I've only used 6 months worth of the bridge. So that means I get to minus half of that is 6 months, half of that is £4,545. So that's only 6 months worth. So now the bridging company have given me back £4,500. So that means when you minus what you've used for the bridge, gives me this figure of £149,410. Total money minus your 6 months. Now that gives you another sum that you need to do, or formula. Your new mortgage minus the investments after 6 months. 142,000 minus 149,410 leaves you with £6,910. So that basically means that I left £6,900 in this deal. So for those of you who don't know, that is a really good deal. So I basically own an asset now worth £190,000, 7 grand, £6,900. Now, I will get that money back within the first 6 months running it as an Airbnb, okay? So that's a perfect deal. That's an awesome deal. So what happens now? So I'm going to leave £6,000 of the money that I've invested, £73,000 in the deal. So now £73,660 minus the money that I've left in the deal, that money and that gives you £66,750. The initial investment that I started out with, I now have, so 73,000, that initially, but we only use 6 months, so 73,000 minus that figure gives you £66,750 to now reinvest in assets and grow your portfolio. So this is buy, refurbish, refinance broken down using bridging. Please go back, pause it, see where you need, or if you lost me a bit, go back and watch it. And again, guys, if you need more help with this on a more one-to-one basis, I do have a mentorship program that I can help you with. It is, if you're looking to get started and you have £40,000 upwards and you're looking to do these deals using bridging, using buy, refurbish, refinance, full cash, investor finance, flipping, I can help you get started. Click the link in my bio and let's get a call booked in. But until then, thanks for watching and I hope you got value from this video.